Dudes, here I am, practically without a beard. What useful thing could I have to say if I am beardless? I hope you'll enjoy the video anyway. Smoking a Texas Lancero from Alec Bradley. It's ridiculously huge, and yet pretty tasty cigar. Just as I am ridiculously huge, and yet pretty tasty. I can tend to have a slightly sour finish, however, just as this cigar does. Man, we've begun with such rich symbolism. So let's keep that going. 1 Peter 2:17. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear God. Honor the emperor. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear God. Honor the emperor. It's an odd list in this period of transition from one phase of the chapter, one phase of the book to another. Peter's just been done talking about us being a priesthood, a temple, a building for God, a chosen nation. And then in verse 12 of the second chapter he says that we ought to live honorably among the Gentiles. Similar things are said in Titus and James and Corinthians. I believe that verse 12 of 1 Peter 2 says something like, conduct yourselves with honor among the Gentiles. Okay? And then there's this whole passage about living as free men under authority. So this is like difficult, right? We're supposed to live under authority to the king and to the governor and live as free men. That's the same thing, apparently. And we could unpack that a lot more, but we're not going to today. Because what we're going to unpack is that verse itself. Honor everyone. Love the brotherhood. Fear God. Honor the king. 4 elements, not listed in an order that seems to make sense to us, right? God's not first, God's not last. You know, it's not God, king, brotherhood, people, or God, brotherhood, king, people. You know, different ways we might think, okay, well, scripturally that makes sense to list in order of importance. That's not what's happening. So what's going on with this list? It seems odd. Besides being a list, first of all, which is choppy, like it breaks up the style. It's not poetry, it's not, like, we're not breaking up the style for some beautiful reason. We just have this list. What's happening with it? What's happening, y'all, is actually poetry. Chiastic, parallelistic poetry for our souls. So a chiasm is a literary structure. You know, a proverb can be a chiasm. An entire book can be a chiasm. Chiasms and parallels are the two most common devices used, literary devices used in the Hebrew Scriptures, and they are used a lot in the New Testament as well because of the background of the men who were writing them. And chiasms are, by nature, also a form of parallelism. Now, what a chiasm does is that it begins and ends in the same way. But then the second element, or with parallels, right? Beginning and ending with parallels. The second element parallels the penultimate element. The third element parallels the antepenultimate, and so on and so forth until you get to the center. And the center of all these parallels is what's actually more important, which usually ends up meaning that the middle of the book, or the middle of the psalm, or the middle of the proverb, the middle of wherever the chiastic structure is found, is the thing we're supposed to focus on. It's what the whole thing wheels around. Here we have a very tight chiasm without a single central thought. So what happens is we have two parallels and then two parallels in the middle. So the parallels in the middle are what we're supposed to focus on. This is kind of helix, a helical shape to this thing. So, there are all sorts of things this opens up for us. For example, the two parallels are supposed to be, right, again, I'm going to say it, to honor everyone, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the emperor. So what are the two elements that begin and end? Right? We honor everyone, we honor the emperor. So those belong together, and the choice of the word honor is significant, right? So we honor everyone, we honor the emperor. Those two belong together, and they amplify each other. To honor everyone is to honor the emperor. Perhaps to honor the emperor is to honor everyone, right? This opens this potential up for us. And then fascinatingly, on the other side, the two parallels that belong together are love everyone, okay? Or love the brotherhood, rather, love the brotherhood, and fear God. So that's fascinating, because the first thing that occurs to us is, well, we love the brotherhood, but we fear God. So, wow. Fear and love are connected in some way, worth unpacking. And it's interesting that we're not told to fear the emperor or fear the king. We are told to fear God. Love everyone, fear God. And to love everyone then, so if to honor, love the brotherhood, goodness, I keep saying that. If to honor everyone is to honor the king, then to love the brotherhood amplifies the second thing. It informs, it feeds into. So to love the brotherhood is to fear God. And if we fear God, we will love the brotherhood. So there are these parallels, right? But the parallels also, because it's a chiasm, the most important things are not right? So the two parallels feed into their more important brother, right? So we honor everyone, we honor the emperor. So that's the point he's trying to make. And in the passage, he's trying to remind us that we're supposed to obey the authorities. Okay? He's just been talking about the government. He's about to talk about slaves. Honor everyone, honor the king. Honor the king is the more important of the two. Okay, and then on the other side, we have love the brotherhood, fear God. Love the brotherhood, fear God. Fear God is the more important of the two, right? Because it's almost like a list has been created with these parallels. So the second occurrence of this thing, like the second iteration in the parallel, is the intensification, is the more important one. But then the middle is important too. So, of the four things listed, two have been intensified, king and God, okay? Of the four things listed, two are in the middle, brotherhood and God. Only one of those has both. Fear God is both intensified and in the middle. Which leads us to the beginning of the thought that Peter has leading into verse 17. 19? The verse we're talking about, 17. Because he begins by saying that we have to obey the king and the governors for Jesus' sake. Okay? We obey, and we obey as free men for the sake of Jesus Christ. And then, boom, the chiasm. Honor everyone, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. What's most important? What's been intensified? What's in the middle? Fearing God. That's what it's all about. If we fear God, we love the brotherhood. If we fear God, we honor the king. If we fear God, we even love everyone. Honor everyone. Pardon. And there it is. I hope you guys have enjoyed this discussion of the chiastic nature of that verse. It's a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful cigar. I want you to consider first dropping a comment below. I love comments. I love talking to you guys. Second thing I'd like you to consider is hitting me on Patreon. I would love for you to support me with $1, $5, $20 a month. Doesn't matter. The more you guys support me, the more I can do this. The more I can, call this work. When the kids come a-pestering and I say, kids, I'm working. Yeah, you know, this and the blog. Check out my blog too, joffreythegiant.blogspot.com. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. And I wish the peace of Christ upon you as you conduct yourselves honorably among the Gentiles. Later.